for this webinar, what is the topics that we are going to cover, or like what is the agenda for the day? So the agenda is very simple and straightforward. We'll be seeing what is Alteryx. We'll be seeing why and when we are going to use Alteryx as a tool or as an application, and we'll also be seeing like where do Alteryx sit in Magic Quadrant. So so we'll be seeing the Magic Quadrants. So I'll be explaining like what is Magic Quadrant is all about. Then so we'll slightly touch on the career opportunities and salary trends, and how to install Alteryx. Like even that is not on a complete force. Like I'll be touching on the basics of it. Then yeah, we'll be explaining like what are the products in Alteryx. Okay, what are the multiple products in Alteryx that is in the market. Then getting started with analyzing data. Okay, so we'll be seeing like how our predefined predictive models can be achieved in a fraction of a second here in Alteryx. Okay, instead of writing hundreds of code, just by drag and drop option, like how you can achieve the complete algorithm. That we'll be seeing it here, and we'll see like how the major tool. Like we have 4 different products with Alteryx. So one of the major tool is like we call it as Alteryx Designer. So we'll be seeing a slide user interface interaction here in this webinar. And then you guys know that mostly Alteryx comes with or in combination with Tableau. We'll be seeing like how the integration is happening between these 2 different tools, and yeah, visualization with Alteryx. Like we'll see how or how much Alteryx is capable of creating visualizations or the reports. So what is Alteryx? So Alteryx is uh, it's not only a normal or individual tool. It's a combination of multiple tools into a single package. Okay, so what are the things that you can achieve here in Alteryx is Alteryx acts as an ETL tool or a data wrangling tool. In other words, it can act as an analytical tool which helps you to build algorithms. Built in the sense you don't want to code from the scratch. It's simply that you have to drag and drop and configure things so that the complete algorithm runs at the back. And Alteryx do have the capability of reporting. Okay, it can create reports. It can create fancy reports. Okay, so we will be like these are the all this. If you see like in market, we have different tools to handle all this activity. So if you see ETL, you have a lot of tools like Informatica, ODIE. Okay, you have NIME. So there are a lot of tools which are specific only for the purpose of ETL. Okay, wherein if you see analytics, people used to go with R or Python or SAS. Okay, then reporting, like we'll have Tableau, Power BI, ClickSense, ClickView. Like we have a lot of reporting tools, right? So having it uh, instead of having it as a separate entities, like they've bundled everything into a single tool, and that worked out for Alteryx, and they made it successful actually. So like Alteryx is a combination of a tool which can work as an ETL, which can also work as an analytical tool, and also can be used for creating reports. So this is one of a major strength of an Alteryx as a tool. So that's the reason that current market people are more interested in learning about this tool. Okay, so if we see in a traditional way, we'll take at least like a 30 days of time span to see a successful report. Okay, to have a report or to have an analysis, it will take hardly like 30 days for the development process. But with Alteryx, it's very simple that we can make it in like 2-3 hours. So the major advantage of Alteryx is it's the development here in Alteryx is very small compared to any other tool, any other equivalent tool. Okay, and also it reduces the manpower. Okay, it reduces like it can create a lot of automations, which obviously uh, cuts the need for multiple resources. So this two advantage of Alteryx made like people to think on implementing Alteryx in their projects or in their organization. Okay, so if you ask me a question like where and when an Alteryx tool can be used, the answer is straight away. It's that it can be used anywhere where you wanted to handle a data, like anything on data. If you wanted to handle, this tool can help you. Okay, so if you wanted to pull a data from a cloud platform, if you wanted to pull a data from a web page, if you wanted to pull a data from data source or like data source in the database, okay, it can be an on-premise, it can be a cloud system. Okay, it or like if you wanted to try to pull a data from a flat file system, it can be either a text or Excel or like CSV. Okay, and if in some cases it can also work on encrypted data. Okay, so access of Alteryx on data sources is like so wide. It can handle or it can work on like 200 different data sources in the market which are so famous. Okay, and this is very much comfortable to interact with cloud system as well. Okay, so to completely answer the question where and when, as I said you, like it can be used anywhere that you wanted to do, or you wanted to process the data, you wanted to pipeline a data in any situation, then you can directly take Alteryx. This is one case. The second case is you have data in a processed way, or you have a huge data. You are getting from data from a very huge data. It's like something like a big data source you're getting it, or a big data source you're getting it. Okay, you wanted to do an analysis. Okay, if in case you wanted to go the traditional method of writing codes with R or Python, it's obviously going to take a lot of time, rather than you have a direct built-in packages or built-in tools which are specific for a specific algorithms. You can directly pull in, configure the tool, and just run it. Like it'll take few minutes to configure the tool, so that you don't want to write down a lot of codes and break your heads. And the configuration of tool is something like the design for a analytical tool is that it can have all the variants that can be possible, that can be achieved through an algorithm. Okay, so tools will have all the functionalities that any algorithm can have it by itself. Okay, that's how the tools are so powerful here in Alteryx. And in reporting perspective, it can create reports, it can automate the reports, it can send it to a group, larger audience or a smaller audience. It can be automatically pushed to a certain audience. It can create reports and it can push based on certain schedules that we are doing it. Okay, so this is a chart that shows that where exactly Alteryx can be put up. Okay, so if you see here, I have categorized the organizations into three part, like larger organization, or it can be a client even. Okay, larger client, middle scale client, and small clients. Okay, I've taken a base of number of employees, or the I've taken the base as the data, the volume of data that is coming in. Okay, I categorize the organization based on the data. Okay, so if you wanted to implement a EDW ETL solution, which is like data warehouse solution, then yes, it can be applied on middle and large scale, sorry, middle and small scale, wherein for large scale, implementing this or implementing EDW or ETL through Alteryx is not so friendly. Okay, people are still doing it, but it's not so friendly. Okay. Then creating data marts. Okay, so data warehouse is a very broader thing, wherein if you wanted to create data marts for a specific module, okay, then yes, you can create it. It will be more efficient creating here for all the three different types of organizations based on the data volume. Okay, so analytical solution, if you wanted to implement on any category of this organizations, yes, it is possible. And creating data science sandbox kind of thing, yeah, that is also possible. We can create it, we can implement, try different algorithms for the same data set, everything we can do it in a single box or in a single tool, which is our Alteryx tool. Okay, and obviously like visualization, yes, we can do visualization if the data is there. Doing visualization is common for any of this category of organizations. Okay, so these are the different places that Alteryx can be used. Okay, based on the organization category. So you guys might have a question like, what is a prerequisite to learn this tool? So this is my opinion. So it's very simple that if you guys have a basic understanding of data structure, not the complete data structure, like if you could understand how does a data works, what is row, what is column, if you have skills on working with Excel, okay, then this tool is like much helpful for you. Okay, and learning this tool is easy for you guys. So it's very simple that if you have basic understanding of data, it's easy for you to learn. And having an additional knowledge of SQL is much appreciated, because it's, you can correlate or you can relate things with SQL, and you can learn much faster. Okay, and the final thing of the prerequisite is your interest. So as I said you earlier, like we'll be having a lot of assignments throughout the course. So it's up to you guys to show interest and do all the assignments. So once when you are getting hands on with the tool, like it's automatically you become uh, a legend in this too. Okay, it's all about practicing things. Okay, practicing comes only if you have interest on this too. Okay, this is the prerequisite. I'm since I'm not hearing anything, I'm taking everything is like okay for you guys. Yeah, so we were talking about the magic quadrants, right? So what is this magic quadrant? Like every software in the industry, okay, it will be rated by Gartner's chart. Okay, Gartner's chart is a big community. So every year they will be rating the tools based on its capability, based on its market share. Okay, lot of criteria and parameters they will rate the tools. So for data science and machine learning, so it's like guys, for data science and machine learning, the initial part is data. So the tools that can handle this particular data, okay, can can be used as a platform for creating data science and machine learning. So this is a chart which is released by Gartner's Magic Quadrant in 2018, where you find Alteryx as a leader in it. In 2018, like somewhere in like Alteryx started to boom in 2015. Okay, when they have integration with Tableau, they started to boom, and then in 2018 they become the leader in the market on data science and machine learning. Okay, in 2019 still they were in challenges role. Okay, so this is also the same magic quadrant for 2019, where still they were in the challenges role. Again in 2020 they promoted, or like they got improvised in their role, like as a leader again. They became the leader. Okay, So by this you can understand like how like what is the need of this tool in the market. So we'll just go through like what are the tools, what are the tools that we have here in Alteryx. Basically we have a primary tool which is called as your Alteryx designer. Okay, so initially when they started they were having only these two tools like your Alteryx designer and Alteryx server. Later on they procured this Alteryx connect and Alteryx promote. Okay, so the designer is a basic component or the basic tool where you will be designing the basic workflows of Alteryx. Okay, it is the base where everything will start. Any small design, any small workflow creation, any small macro analytical app creation, creating a report, creating a schedule for a report or creating automation. Okay, everything you will be doing it here in designer. So that's a basic tool that you need to have if you are planning to be a developer here in Alteryx. Okay, before going into this, in market we are having two category of jobs for Alteryx. One is like as a Alteryx developer, the other one is Alteryx admin. Okay, so if you see like for developer and admin, it's like 30 is to 1 ratio. So for every 30 developer you will need one administrator. Okay, so we have designer and we have a Alteryx server. Server is nothing but like it's a tool which helps you to coordinate or integrate all the designers. If you have multiple designers working on your in your organization, like this server will coordinate things. Okay, and yeah, so when we are starting up with the session we'll be seeing the complete architecture of Alteryx, how has been or how they have designed the Alteryx and how they have integrated designer and Alteryx server. Okay, we'll be seeing in detail when we start the session. The other two products that we have here is your Alteryx Connect and Promote. So these are like a value-added tools. So Alteryx Connect and Promote both will be or like can be used in very big organizations where you have a lot of developers. So Connect is something that it's kind of a Google for Alteryx. Okay, so you develop something, you put it into this forum or a server. Okay, so any new person comes into your organization, they wanted to create a scenario. Okay, and they wanted to check if someone have already tried the same scenario. They'll come to this connect, they'll try it, they'll try type it, and they might get the related, like if there is any related projects already implemented, they'll get the information here in Alteryx Connect. Whereas Alteryx Promote is nothing but it's the traditional landscape method. So we'll be having a development environment, we'll be having an UAT environment, we'll be having a production environment. So from development we push it to UAT, from UAT we push it to production, right? So to create the environment, to create the landscape, we need to have this Alteryx Promote. Okay, we'll just pitch into the workflow demo. This is the basic tool which I was talking about. So this is your Alteryx designer. So this portion of Alteryx designer is called as tool palette. Okay, so this tool palette is organized in a way that you can find a lot of categories are available, and each category is differentiated by a color, and it is grouped into a single category based on its functionality. Okay, so if you see this particular group in out, which means that under this category or under this group you find tools which are more or less like the functionality is the same, but for different purpose. So preparation, if you see preparation, you have a lot of tools. So each tool, it's for a specific purpose. Okay, and all this falls into preparation because it is all these tools are involved in data preparing. Okay, so likewise they have properly categorized the tools into sections. Okay, so in our training we'll be seeing individual tools, all the tools that are falling under this category. Okay, so this Alteryx development or design is, it's simply like a drag and drop process. Okay, you drag a tool and drop into this canvas. So basically it looks like this. The canvas looks like this. It's a white empty space. So if you want to do some development, you just drag a thing, drag a tool and drop into this, and you will have a window where you have to do the configuration for the tool that you have dragged and dropped it. Okay, you can add as many tools as you want here. Okay, it is like each tool is connected through a connector. This is connected, so it helps to connect between the tools. And yeah, you can have a lot of tools connected here from the same output. So this is a basic level of understanding the interface. Okay, so in this course we'll be seeing elaborately about the interface tools. So these tool which helps you to create macros, Alteryx macros. Okay, a bundled up workflow which helps you to do a specific task that can be reused for multiple purpose. Okay, so we'll be seeing about Alteryx macro development. We'll be seeing about application, analytical application, creating an analytical application. Okay, so how our training differs from other training is like we'll be elaborating things. We'll be elaborating every individual components. Okay, maybe if you take like here in our training, so if you take a specific tool, we'll be elaborating what each and every functionality is available for that specific tool. Okay, also like we'll be explaining you about the user settings and designer level settings which you might not get it from other places. Okay, so we'll be seeing about all this canvas configuration things. We'll be seeing the detailed process of how a result window works, what are the shortcut methods that you can use it in a result window. We'll be seeing it here. Okay, so I have created a sample workflow. This is my sample workflow. So this is a data source, I have it. Okay, so I've created a sample work here. To run the workflow, I just have to trigger this run button. Okay, it will automatically create, or like it will automatically run the workflow. Okay, so yeah, so this is a small data set where I have the a room in entry and exit time of a person into a room. Okay, this is a transaction level information which says like when the person gets in. Okay, he got in by like 9:52 and he get out of that room by 9:55. So I just wanted to see like how many hours have people have used this particular room. Okay, this is like we can take this as a scenario. So I'll be using a different set of tools to achieve a functionality. So if you see this, you wanted to find this particular functionality. Basically what you have to do is you have to find the difference between these two values, right? So you will be doing it through a tool, but what happens is before doing that we need to see what is the form data type, or what is, how is the data has been stored. If it's time, then doing a difference will obviously give you 3 minutes. If you're doing a difference between these two time, it will obviously give a 3 minutes difference. Wherein if it's not a time, it's a string. what happens is it's not going to do a difference. So text column cannot do a operation, it cannot do a difference. So we have to think in a way, we have to see for a tool which can help us to do the conversion, data type conversion. And then we have to do the calculations. Okay, as I said you, like all the tools here is a drag and drop process. Simply you can drag it and drop it into the canvas and you can start configuring it. So every tool have its own configuration. You can see that this is called as configuration. So every tool that you click on, you will find that the configuration is different. Okay, so throughout our session we'll be seeing what is each and every functionality for each tool, or the probable probable configurations that we can do it for each tools. Okay, okay, about Tableau integration. So if you guys see, in the 2000 so somewhere in 2015 the Alteryx started to boom. The only reason, or the primary reason for the boom of Alteryx is because it have given a output form. It can create a data form which is very suitable for Tableau. Okay, it can create a TDE file, Tableau data extract file, which was not in any of the market equivalent ETL tools. So that made that made Alteryx so famous that people started to use it. So how they integrate Alteryx and Tableau is like they'll keep Alteryx as an ETL tool, wherein Tableau as a visualization tool. Okay, yeah. See here, it can help you to create an TDE file. So just yeah. So it's capable of creating the TDE files. So with this TDE file, obviously the reports that work on any other data source, okay, in Tableau, okay. So if you see, like if you connect with an Excel under TDE, like since TDE is its own format, so Tableau will respond to it very fastly. Like the response time for a report is very fast, much faster compared to any other data source that can be connected to Tableau. So giving a data source with Tableau extract, okay, that was the greatest advantage, and people were using the combo, the combination of Alteryx and Tableau. So this is how we can combine the things with Tableau and Alteryx. Okay. So the last thing is like the visualization capability. So if you see the visualization capability of Alteryx, you have set of reporting, a group of reporting tools that can help you to create reports. Okay. Yeah. So chart creation here in Alteryx is very simple. Like you can drag and drop the tools, or you can drag and drop the columns that you wanted to make it involved, or like you wanted to create a chart based on that. Okay, you can simply drag and drop it here. You don't have to code anything. Okay, the most important or the advantage of using Alteryx is it's like almost very few coding that you are going to do here. The number of lines that you're going to do or write here is going to be very few. Almost everything is compressed and it's been created as a tool. Okay. Yeah. So this is all about the demo that we have to see for today. I'm open for questions. Do you have any clarifications or any questions?
Trial. Trial.
Do you have any clarifications, any doubts in the training, or like how is that we are going to
Trial.
proceed in the real training?
Trial.
Hey Suresh, do you wanted to say something or
Trial.
ask something?
Trial.
So if you could able to hear me, I can say the answer. So
Trial.
it's a very simple process. You can just it's a straightaway installation process. Like you don't need to have any installer or something like that. It's just a next process
Trial.
wherein the installation is simple. Okay, so you can download it from the web. So you have 14 days
Trial.
trial of Alteryx where you can use it, and the installation is as I said, it's a straightforward installation. You can just click on the software
Trial.
exe file, and it starts its implement or installation. We can get it from the Alteryx website. So for practicing, they give you 14 days trial. Thanks for joining, guys, and hope you to see you in my session sooner.